a sign, and she's buried deep inside, hidden in the light. You say the world is turning, but I can't feel the spin. Show me where the truth begins, let it pull me in. I've been lost in the silence, waiting for a change, caught in the middle of a storm I can't explain. Show me the way to rise above. Show me the strength that comes from love. I've been walking in the shadows, chasing dreams I can't define. Show me the truth, give me a sign. Every question that I ask echoes back to me. In a world that's moving fast, can we still be free? You said there's more than meets the eye, more than we can see.
Yeah, there is. Brainiacs.
The harder it can be. I've been lost in the silence.
Yeah, we've all been there. We have been, every single one of us. Alright, man, tonight is going to be an interesting night. Hopefully, if you are a psychedelic cosmonaut, sit back. You've got an opportunity yourself to share your story and how this medicine has changed your thinking, your perception, your way of life, the way you think about people, the way you interact with the world around you. There's many things that can do this. And tonight we're going to talk about that. Again, this broadcast right here is for educational purposes only. We do not condone or are we an advocate for, changing the way you see this shit. It's up to you. So, nevertheless, again, share this broadcast. We'll see you on the other side. Right now, let's go. Well, maybe. Let me get back. That's just great. Nice. What in the world? I'm looking. I'm trying. All right, here we go. My bad. Shit. God, I hate when they do that.
Smoke and mirrors lost inside the twisted game. But deep within we feel the shivers of a truth they cannot tame. Neon lights and coded lies try to keep us hypnotized, but the field begins to tear, and we're breaking out of their snare. Reality is spinning, the truth is descending. We're tearing through the great skies, seeing past the grand illusion.
No, honey, it's not a new song. Not a new song. What up, Mr. David Nash? He says boobs. Boobs are like friends. Absolutely. Boobs are friends. Hello, Tammy Bottom. Well, hello, Miss Laura Jones. Miss Morgan Roundtree. What's up, everybody? Miss Kristen. Hello, Mr. Daryl Milbauer. Miss Kristen Harding and Mr. Ailes says hello. Let's have some fun. Mr. Ground Pounder in the house. Mr. Mike Wild. Greetings to you, buddy. Thank you, man.
Breaking free from all their lies. Welcome to the matrix of minds. We see through the shadows, leave the lies behind. Breaking the fabric of reality's hold. With the matrix minds, brave and bold. We're the warriors of the digital age, writing our own story, turning the page.
What's up there?
We find our way.
Chicken eggs, Miss Peggy.
Brodowski.
What
Reality is bending, the truth is descending. We're tearing through the great
time to free your
disguise.
mind.
Seeing past the grand illusion, breaking free from all their lies. Welcome to the matrix of minds. We see through the shadows, leave the lies behind. Breaking the fabric of reality's home. We're the matrix minds, brave and bold. Welcome to the matrix of minds. Together we rise, we're the ones they'll find. In this digital realm, we're taking a stand. We're the matrix minds, hand in hand.
Yeah. Let's go over here to the Brainiac chat. Look at there. It worked. No problems at all. It worked. My God, clicky. I was waiting for my shit to like be just not even be there. Just like the intro. I'm like click, and it didn't start. I'm like, oh shit, click. We are too muted. What do you mean by we're too muted? You guys, I know I'm not muted. I got my cup of mojo here. Thank you, Tina. Shout out to Tina Dainley. Again, I was going to share some things with you tonight just to cover what I've been through in my life, what I've experienced to help me get where I'm at here in this matrix of things. A lot of people, this is a topic where a lot of people, because of the way we were brought up, right? What up, James Roundtree? Because of the way we were brought up, this topic is like voodoo. This topic is like a no-no, okay? And I can tell you that through life, I have experienced a number of things. A number of, I'll just say, substances that shifted my perception of the world around me. I would obviously say, even beyond, LSD, like Mr. Timothy Leary used to, talk about and promote, and it's a wonderful thing. Well, here's the thing. These things, the way I personally see these things that I'm going to talk about with you guys and go over tonight. I'm going to share a video with you of a clinical experiment. Okay, now mind you, this is around about the same time, a little bit thereafter, the CIA, dare I say it the way Ava said it, CIA, the way that CIA did experiments on people. Now, this is not something new. LSD and peyote and mescaline, and the list can go on and on. Terpenes, hydrocannabinoids, all you name it. Tonight, I'm going to share with you my version and what it did to me, and I'm going to let you know, will I go back to what I want to go back to, the way I seen the world? And I'll tell you right out of the gate, no, I do not. I'm absolutely happy with the way I see the world, the way I see people, my experience. But nevertheless, again, there's something to lysergic dialcohol. Okay? I can't even say the damn word correctly. Abbreviations just like the CIA, LSD. Okay? There's something that the CIA knew about this substance. All right? And I can tell you that from my experiences of it, I shared the broadcast and Facebook took it down. Why doesn't that surprise me? It doesn't surprise me. I don't know. Well, thank you, James, for sharing the broadcast. Hello, Mr. Larry Hawkins. Mr. David Nash says it definitely changed my perceptions. And it will. It definitely will. That's what I'm saying. I want to share with you about a half-hour video. I think it's really, really important straight out of the gate to show you this. Because, again, there's something to this. Okay? There's something to this medicine. And I say it's a medicine that the ABC agencies know. They've documented. They've very much so well researched. And then on top of that, taking it a step further, okay, taking it a step further, and integrated, what the hell is it? That's it. Astral projection and mind techniques of meditation. They know something, all right? I can't say what they know. All I'm going to say is they know something. Good evening to you, Lee. All right. Anyway, what I want to do real quick is I want to go make sure I get my screen set up correctly, because if not, that's going to totally get screwed up. There we go. All right. I got that. I want to show you. Again, I got to show you this because it's highly important, because all of these things, okay, in which a lot of us refer to as medicine, okay, a lot of these things get mislabeled. Gotta remember, guys, we grew up in the day of dare to keep your kids off drugs. Drugs. It's just drugs. It's going to kill your mind. Well, let me tell you what, okay? You got to remember, we got a door kicker here that come back with traumatic brain injuries from being overseas. And God bless his soul for doing what he did and even still being here, okay? He is a complete advocate. He is absolutely a pusher that natural medicine will heal and help your brain. Okay, that's why I personally, one of the reasons I wanted to get into clinical hypnotherapy is because of things like we're going to talk about tonight. The mind. I love the mind. Where does the psyche go when we sleep? Where does the psyche go when we are on these, God forbid, air quotes, drugs? Where does it go? Okay, it's literally, in my eyes, from my own experience, I will share it with you. Condition, situation, 3, the setup, environment, number 4. Again, people fall into the environment. So when the body does these, whenever you do these things and ingest these substances into the body, all of these things matter. Okay. Now I'm going to share with you. I just shared with you during the boot up a little screen right here. Okay, and I'm not going to tell you that I am by any means a shaman. Shaman of the Golden Teacher. I can tell you that I have had my experience with this medicine, and I can also tell you I have had absolutely no bad experiences whatsoever on this medicine. However, the change of reality, okay? The change of reality is absolutely real. It will change the perception of the way you see things. It will change the way you see everybody. But here's the thing. A lot of people's like, well, it changes your brain activity. It changes you this way, or it's going to fuck you up that way. I can honestly tell you, I don't believe that bullshit for a minute. I think that it helps you. It changes you. Okay? Now, we can discuss discuss the plant medicine known as, cannabis with Larry Hawkins here in a little bit if you would like to do that as well. But however, there's aspects to these things, these specific things I wanted to go over with you tonight and share with you just how it can change the perception of one's complete reality. Okay? This medicine has been known to literally treat PTSD, anxiety, depression, suicidal tendencies, as well as hard drug addiction. Did you hear me? This medicine has changed the life of those people that have literally clinically been diagnosed PTSD, traumatic brain disorder, blah, 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 blah. We're talking schizophrenia. We're talking dissociative disorder. We're talking about all of these things. Now, why is it still labeled a Schedule 1 substance? Why? It is a game changer. It absolutely is a game changer in your world of how you, number one, treat yourself. Number two, the way you look at the world that you're placed in, the matrix of things, the world around you. It will change the way you feel about it, how you see it, how you treat others, and primarily, again, how you treat your own self. That is number one. If you cannot love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love Morgan or Elio or Andy or whoever, me? You've got to love yourself enough to put down a barrier, take down the defenses, let some people in. Don't take things so goddamn hard. And don't be so hard on yourself. Oh, wow. Yeah, I said that. You can't be so hard on yourself. Because that right there is the number one culprit. The number one culprit. Okay? For suicidal tendencies. All right? For real. That is the number one. Is being hard on yourself. Thinking that you're not good enough. Thinking that your life is over. My God, why in the hell am I here? I'm telling you. That thought alone, okay, your world will crumble. Now, at that point, you should be screaming out to somebody for help. I primarily was stupid. And I screamed out, all right. I screamed out, but I took that route. I went down that road. And I'll tell you that I am absolutely thankful that I'm here to say hello to Rose. I love you. I appreciate you for being in the chat. Rebel Rhea, hello. I love you and I appreciate you for being with me in my world. Same thing with Morgan. Same thing with James. Same thing with Larry. Same thing with everybody that's listening to this broadcast right now. If you can hear my voice, then I'm appreciative of you being with me tonight. Because all it would have taken is the wrong or the right substance, and I wouldn't be here. By the grace of God, I took this medicine below me. I took an offshoot of this medicine below me. I went and took the baddest of the bad, or the goodest of the good, whichever way you want to see it. I kind of skipped the mescaline, the psilocybin. Oh hell no! I went straight to this fucking planet does not exist, and I'll show you why without you in it. I took dimethyltryptamine on accident. Peggy, honey, that's not me. There's nothing that I can do about that because I've got. It's you. It's you. They're doing. Trust me. They are not allowing us to share the broadcast. They are not putting out notifications. They are censoring the whole hell out of me. And number two, they're hindering the audio. You've got to try it again, Miss Peggy. All right. So anyway, again, what I'm sharing with you is my experience of what actually transpired and got me to that situation. And I'm telling you, the suicidal tendencies absolutely has a fix. It has a fix. Now, why we can't get more people to take this, I gotta show you. This little image right here. Why we cannot get more people to do this right here versus taking themselves out because they think that well, they should. They think that life is over. They think that life is so traumatic that they don't need to exist. We need more of what you're looking at right there. And that is a guide, that is a healer, that is a shaman helping you to understand via a medicine way, via a right way, so that you can understand that you're not alone. And number two, more so, that it's going to be all right. That is what really upsets me whenever you really start doing research on the psychedelic experience. Whenever you start really digging into what these plant medicines, and I gotta say it again, what these plant medicines do to the human being and the broken, I gotta say it, there's the broken psyche, right? It's the broken psyche. A lot of us are broken. A lot of us have been broken. So again, I'm gonna just shout out and throw this out there that if you're hearing me and you're deciding to, like, well, I'm done, hell with it, again, life is over, blah, 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 and you're thinking these suicidal thoughts, please, number one, reach out to somebody. And if you're not going to do that, reach out to some medicine. Give it, please, just give it a try. Because again, CIA knows there's something to this plant medicine. It shifts your perception of the world. It shifts your perception of the reality around you, as well as the way you treat, love, or don't love your own self. This is like Tammy's saying. This is our ancestors knew this. This is old, millions of years old, probably. I do know thousands of years old. They utilized this medicine for the good. Again, I'm going to share with you a film. This is, again, you're not going to see me for another 32 minutes. We are already 24 minutes down on the broadcast, and they are playing hell on censoring it. I know they are. I've already seen it. But nevertheless, this is going to get us up to the next hour. And then after that, I'm gonna start going over your guys' comments, your questions. And if you have taken the chance, if you have had the opportunity to do any substance by any means, okay, I'm not talking hardcore drugs here. I'm talking medicine. If you have had that opportunity, I'm asking you to please call the broadcast and share your experiences with me. The majority of everybody here already knows my experience. You know where I've been. You know what got me there. And you know where I'm at now. And I'm telling you, I will not. I've been asked, will you do it again? Will you do dimethyltryptamine again, Matt? No, I have no idea. I have no idea that I would want to, or do I have any reason to. It's all it took. It's once. It's all it took was one time. Once. Again, you got to remember, the dimethyltryptamine is the most potent hallucinogenic on this planet. Okay? I was just 420 friendly. That's all I was at that time. I was just 420 friendly. And I'm going to share something else with you. If you literally do enjoy 420, from what I'm researching and what I've been digging into for the past couple days, I know where I'll be sitting waiting to get loaded or whatnot. I'll be like doing research and shit. If you happen to like 420, do not take the deep dive into dimethyltryptamine. From what I understand, because of your chemical makeup and the properties, how we are unique individuals, it will affect you so bad, but in a good way. You gotta remember, dimethyltryptamine, okay, mescaline, what's called ibogaine, These are medicines, and they're very, very, very powerful on the psyche. Okay? LSD, as well as all the others that I've mentioned, have actually been utilized to treat high-powered, I'm talking high-powered opioids. Okay? So, ibogaine treatment, dimethyltryptamine treatments. We're talking, like I just seen Ms. Morgan put in the chat, ayahuasca. This would be the medicine journey taken from the abo tree, as well as, there's 3 different types of barks. But nevertheless, as it extracts this medicine out of the plant, that's what you get. Now, from what I understand, ayahuasca is a very, again, the thing, the medicine I'm talking about, it is not by any means just a party drug. Okay, it's not a party substance. Okay, and I don't promote it, I don't advocate on it. However, I am telling you that it will indeed change the perception and the way you look at the world around you, and the reality that you believe is right here in front of your face. Again, you got to remember, if you're on this broadcast, we believe that we are vessels with a spirit, not a spirit with a vessel. This body is mine, but who am I? Who are you? Miss Morgan, pose the question in your own head. Miss Tammy, close your eyes and say, I love you. Who is it that says the words I love you in your head whenever you hear this? It's you. It's you. But who are you? Who are you? Is there something bigger than you that you in your mind that throws out this causality of why I exist? For what reason? You can talk to your own soul self in your head, and there's no separation of voice activity between you and what you would refer to as God. And I'll challenge you to that one. Anybody that's on this holier than thou God Jesus moment, I'm telling you, I myself from experience, I'm going to give it to you straight. Can I get an amen? I have never heard in my own psyche a change of a distinctive voice other than my own heart. Never. I have never. It right there. It is an internal journey. It is an internal dialogue. And I'm going to break your heart here in a second by telling you, can you even imagine that there are people on this planet, probably people that you know, that do not have that connection with your conscious self or with their conscious self to have an internal dialogue? I would not know what to fucking do. I would not know what to do. If I went to bed and I was not able to go within my head, meditate, and find my light source within, find my own feelings within, that's adapted to the world around me, and you expand that, oh my God, I don't know what the I would do. I would probably, I don't know what I would do. But there are people in this world, in your reality, and probably within your circle, that do not have an internal dialogue. Again, crazy, but not crazy. All right, brainiacs, I'm going to share this with you. Again, 32 minutes of an experiment put on by none other than our CIA. They know there's something to this. What I'm talking to you about is truly what I believe that they know, they understand, they can program the mind. Oh, this is deep. If you've never seen this, just hang tight. And again, if you are new to the broadcast, well, welcome to the Matrix, my friends, because here we are all about truth, education, and advocating for spiritual growth, enlightenment, and the love of one another. That is pretty much it. I am a really big advocate for trying very hard to love thy neighbor. I'm not saying love thy neighbor to the point of getting your ass kicked. Oh, good. Turn the other cheek. Yeah, smack me here too. Used over and over and over and over again. That's not enlightenment. That is also not loving yourself enough to say enough is enough. Being used for money, being used for things, being taken advantage of, all of these things, that is not loving yourself. I understand that you want to be nice, you want to be generous and love and show people love, but I'm going to tell you, okay? Actions of like loving one another, hugging one another, doing things for one another. You don't have to buy someone's love. You don't have to like give someone these things to get someone to just love you or cherish you, just to spend time with you. That is absolutely hypocrisy. In fact, dare I say the word blasphemy to your own self. Don't do that to you. Don't do that to you. All right, brainiacs, here we go. Again, this experiment was from the 1950s. Expect to be educated by none other than the boys in black, right? The CIA. This is a documentary, a little 32-minute documentary on what LSD does, or the medicine does, to the human psyche. They know. They absolutely know.
The object of this presentation is to demonstrate the effect of MER17, a new blocking agent against the development of LSD-25 psychosis. We have used 2 healthy graduate students in psychology as subjects, but time permits us to show only one. On the first experimental day, Ronnie, aged 22 and weighing 75 kilograms, was given 100 gamma of LSD-25 in distilled water orally. This is a very small quantity of LSD-25, but all investigators report that it is enough to produce a temporary psychotic dissociation state in any healthy adult. The scene which follows shows what happened to Ronnie after he drank the LSD-25 solution. And if you will follow the clock, you will be able to note time intervals accurately. Now, how do you feel after an hour?
Like I should be getting sick. But it's different in that I'm not. I mean, I'd be sick by this time if I were going to.
Feel almost a nausea?
Almost is a good word. Yeah.
Anything else?
Dryness of throat, but it feels as though if I did take a drink or something, well, I wouldn't keep it. So and there is I have to maintain my attention. It's an effort to to, well, talk to you right now, for instance. Reality's leaving.
Bill, you were talking to Ronnie. Ron, a while ago we separated you and Dick. Do you have any idea why we did that?
No, it's, yes I do. You just separated us to see how we would react.
You felt, though, that we were separating you to see how you alone reacted. And you felt that we were watching you. Is that right or wrong?
No, you haven't been watching me one way or the other.
You don't think we're trying to pull anything on you?
No.
Bill, why did you assume that particular line of inquiry with Ronnie about the separation of the two boys? Because I felt at the time of separation that Ronnie did have some very real paranoid feelings and felt as though we separated the two of them so we could spy on Ronnie alone. And yet when he sat down before the camera, he didn't voice any of those paranoid ideas. No, I think it's interesting that he was able to mobilize his defenses and to deny that he did have those feelings at the time. I feel that they were really there, and I think he did show other evidences of paranoid feelings. Ronnie, you look tired, are you?
Yeah.
Have you got anything particular to report to me?
No.
Do you feel slowed up?
Decidedly.
How is your mood? Are you unhappy?
No.
You feel gay?
No. No emotion.
No emotion at all. Does it seem like you've been here a great long time?
I've lost all time perception. It's probably sometime in the afternoon is all I can tell you. So,
Have you had any visual phenomena or any auditory phenomena that...
I was in on the couch. I was nothing that can describe, but there were a lot of colors and things taking shapes. And
Were they geometric patterns, or were they just sort of like a batik? Were they just sort of run together, or what?
I'm sorry, what were you?
You forgot what I asked you.
The auditory visual things. Yeah, they're geometric in shape, I'd say.
Anything you'd like to do right now?
No.
If you had Aladdin's lamp and could do anything in the world you want to do right now, what would you like to do?
Get rid of this nervousness and apprehensive.
Do you feel as though you're in contact with this situation and with us and with people around us?
I really don't know.
Ronnie, have you been sleeping for the last few minutes?
Not exactly. No.
You've been lying down on the bed.
No.
Are you thinking about anything in particular? What did I ask you, Ronnie?
You asked me if I were thinking about anything.
Are you worried?
No, I don't think so.
You've been lying down, you haven't been talking. If I asked you how you felt, could you describe? the way you feel? What did I ask you, Ronnie? Well,
Yeah.
what did I ask you?
Oh. How I felt or something, I guess.
Could you answer it?
I feel all right.
Ron, it's been 6 hours since you took that drink. Are you still feeling badly?
Yeah.
Do you know where you are?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Christ Hospital.
Has your mind been on anything in particular? Have you been thinking about anything in particular?
No.
Do you feel depressed?
No.
Do you feel elated?
No.
Have you been seeing anything by way of colors, or have you been hearing anything unusual?
No.
If I were to ask you how you felt, could you tell me?
I guess I am sad. I'm depressed. That's about all.
What sort of mental activity are you going through?
Confusion.
Well, Ron, you said that you thought the sun was in the wrong position when you looked out the window.
Yeah, I lost time perception.
Do you think that you're clearing at all, or are you still quite muddled?
I don't think in the last 15 minutes anything there's been any improvement now.
Are you anxious? Are you fearful? Are you worried?
I'm awfully nervous.
Mm-hmm. What would you classify your mood as?
My mood, apprehensive.
You know about what?
No.
What has your mental content been lately? Do you know what you've been thinking about?
Just trying to keep things or true situations, trying to be aware of it, trying to stay in contact with reality.
Have you felt a waxing and waning of reality?
Well, sometimes I've been confused about which is reality and which isn't. I mean, what little situations I was aware of noises, for instance, that may have been to annoy me and may not have been. And rather than investigate, I just sort of let them go.
Can you describe to us how this thing was some hours back when you were in the middle of it?
Just mass confusion is all. That's it, confusion.
Would you say it was pleasant or unpleasant?
I wasn't aware at the time of any pleasantness or unpleasantness, and I'm still not. I'm not aware of any pleasantness or unpleasantness. I'm emotionless about them.
Well, Ronnie, do you think the picture showed the whole story of your LSD 25 experience?
Not by a long shot.
The day after the experiment, you wrote out something about it. Would you mind reading a part of it?
Not at all. I had very little by way of visual hallucinations, but what I consider the important thing that, well, what's the word to describe it? Dissociated, plagued, pounded, weighed. All three are inadequate to describe the horrible state I was in, all of them put together. Perhaps the central thing was suspicion and fear that you would find out about me, or perhaps think things that were not true. My overwhelming concern became, are they doing this to find out how I'll act? Are they deliberately rattling that damn paper to make me angry? On and on and on this went. And, as was no doubt obvious, I decided to do as little as possible so I wouldn't make any mistakes. It was my confusion, the fact that I had to study the situation, to be careful that, shall I say, racked me up.
I believe that there was still a trace of this suspiciousness when we took you home that night. Would you mind telling us about the television experience?
It's hard to believe, but I joined the family to look at television in the living room, and I'll be damned if it wasn't talking in loaded phrases, too. That made my reason take another step toward control, and I felt better.
Well, thank you very much, Ronnie. This essentially paranoid type of reaction pattern has been described repeatedly by investigators of LSD-25 psychosis. During the next week, Ronnie was given a 5-milligram tablet of our new blocking agent twice daily, and one final tablet on the morning of the second experimental day. Our clinical experience with Meritran convinced us that this compound was quite different from any other central nervous system stimulants that we had known before, and we were interested in the effect of some of its isomers. When the nitrogen atom is moved from the alpha to the gamma position, an entirely new compound results pharmacologically, and it is this gamma isomer of Meritran which we have used as a blocking agent against LSD-25 psychosis. We were led to its use because of some dramatic, though inconsistent, results we had obtained when we used it on patients with schizophrenia. And now, let us return to Ronnie and the second experimental day. Good morning to you. Good morning. I believe you've been taking one 5-milligram tablet of this compound twice daily throughout the last week. That's right. And you took one this morning. Yes, sir. All right, now here we are with 1/10 of a milligram of LSD in distilled water. So down the hatch. Well, Ronnie, does it seem to be a half an hour since you took the LSD?
Yes, sir.
Have you got anything to report to us in this first half hour?
Nothing, which is something to report.
It's been an hour since you've taken LSD. What can you report to us?
Well, now I can definitely tell that I have taken it. But my thoughts seem to be in good shape so far.
Well, Ronnie, it's been an hour and a half since you took the LSD, and I've noticed an increasing restlessness in you.
Extreme restlessness, yes, sir. But my thoughts are in good control. I mean, I'm much more confident at this time than I was last.
It's been 2 hours now since you've taken the LSD. Does it seem that that's right?
Yeah, that's
And there's been no distortion of time sense?
No.
Of the passage of time. Well, let's ask you first how your body feels.
It feels fine. There's no sensations one way or the other.
Well, now, you've been restless. You did a lot of pacing for a while, and then you lay down for a while.
Yeah.
Now, what can we find out about your mental processes? Have you had any feeling of drifting in and out of the world of reality at all?
Well, no, I haven't.
It's now 2.5 hours since you took the LSD. Does that seem right to you?
Yes, it's about right.
And there has been no alteration or distortion of your sense of time?
No, I don't think so.
Has much transpired in the last half hour, as far as you're concerned?
Well, nothing one way or the other, no.
Now, last week you had the very uncomfortable feeling that all of us were indulging in double talk. Is there any of that feeling in you now?
None whatsoever. I think that'd be a sort of a dissociative feeling that I don't have now.
Anything new to report to me at this time?
I don't think there's anything new. There's been no real change, I don't think, that I'm aware of.
At 3 hours last week, I asked you that if you had Aladdin's lamp and could get your most desired wish, you said that you would wish that something could be done to get rid of the nervousness that you had. Would you answer in the same way today?
I'm not sure. I think I'd be more aware of the possibilities of such an offer today than I was.
Ronnie, what time does it seem to be?
It's somewhere, I'd say about 3:30, 4 o'clock, something like that.
Now, in the last half hour, we've been sort of having a general discussion on philosophic things, the pitfalls and scientific methods and so on. You seem to be sort of interested in what we were.
I followed your conversation.
If you could do exactly what you wanted to do right now, would you be doing anything different than you're doing?
Well, I could be home, if that's what you mean. I could probably be doing something a little more enjoyable, yeah.
What would be enjoyable in your thinking right now?
I don't know, being outside, it seems like a nice day out.
Well, Ronnie, we're now at the 5.5 hour after taking LSD period. You're just telling me outside that this is nothing like it was last week.
It is nothing like it was last week. There are some of the same symptoms, and it seems that it were ready to happen, but it just didn't. It doesn't. I mean, when I went to lie down last Saturday, I could have easily sort of been swallowed up, and I was trying to do it then, just now, and it just didn't happen. That's all.
You said that last week when you lay down and closed your eyes, something closed over your mind.
That's right.
But you can't find that today. Try as you will. Ronnie, you wrote out your experience after the second episode or two. Would you mind reading us part of it?
Not at all. It was quite similar, yet it was so very, very different. Where the first time my mind began racing and becoming tangled and eventually swallowing me up, despite my efforts, the second time my efforts to fight it off were successful. In one sentence, I think it might be summed up rather adequately by saying it was a fight both times, but the second time I won.
Well, thank you very much. There are probably many questions that you wish answered about this work.
And Doctor, what dosage of the blocking agent have you found to be effective?
We have ranged from 10 to 15 to 20 to 30, 50, and 100 milligrams. There are individual differences. In the lower ranges, the blocking is not necessarily complete, but in the higher ranges, it is so invariably.
Have you done this on any more subjects, Dr. Fabian?
Yes, 8 so far in a double-blind study, and the blocking effect was consistent.
Is a week of pre-treatment necessary in all cases?
No, sir. We have already discovered that 2 days of pre-treatment suffices, and our guess is that it can be shortened even more.
Did you say that this drug has clinical application?
Well, time will tell, but we have been quite impressed with our clinical results so far in some cases of acute schizophrenia, some cases of alcoholic hallucinosis, some senile hallucinatory states, and even a few cases of chronic schizophrenia. They represent about 60 cases in all. And furthermore, we are continuing our experimental work with hallucinogenic drugs such as mescaline, cannabis, adrenochrome, etc. Are there any other questions?
Yes. Can MER-17 be used intravenously?
Yes, and it's very interesting, too. On December the 18th, 1954, Ronnie drank a second 100 gamma of LSD-25 without protection. 4.5 hours later, he was in an almost catatonic state. At that time, 10 milligrams of MER17 was given intravenously and repeated in 15 minutes. This brought about a complete cessation and dissolution of his LSD-25 psychosis. Look at the picture.
I'm right here.
Do you feel that you're very close to us in your thinking?
No. No.
Can you tell me anything about what you have been thinking about? Is it too painful to talk about? Ron, how long does it seem to have been since you took the LSD?
I don't know. A couple hours, I guess.
Are you upset?
No.
Are you muddled?
Yeah.
Can you tell me anything about your thinking now? Ron? Can you tell me anything about your thinking now?
I can't understand.
How do you feel?
All right.
Does anything make much sense to you now?
No.
What seems to be the matter?
No.
Can you think?
No.
Can you tell me what's going on inside of your head? Ronnie, are you frightened? Are you fearful?
No.
Now, Ron, we're going to give you an injection to see whether it makes you feel any better. I don't suppose you taste anything, do you? Do you feel anything? All right. Now, about 3 minutes since you took the injection. What can you say about things now?
I don't know.
Do things seem any clearer to you?
They do. I don't know why.
Can you elaborate on that in any way?
I'm just not as confused.
Now, Ron, it's been about 12 minutes since we gave you your injection. You just said that you feel like you have reality in your grasp and it's waxing and waning.
That's right.
Can you tell me anything more about it?
Maybe I said it's just a reorganization or getting things in place again.
Is it a pleasant comeback, as it were, or is it disturbing to get things reorganized properly?
No, it's the more I can, the more the better I feel.
Hey, we're giving you a second injection about 17 minutes after the first one. How are you feeling now, Ron?
Like I'm waking up from a fever or something.
Is it a pleasant feeling to be waking up from a fever like this?
Well, it's pleasant to be back, I guess.
Bill, is there any change in his blood pressure?
No, his blood pressure and pulse remain essentially the same.
Why, it's been 30 minutes since we gave you the first injection and 15 minutes since we gave you the second one. Now, let's try to say how you feel now. I know it's hard.
Well, I haven't yet a foundation from which I can speak.
Do you think you feel differently than you did 30 minutes ago when we walked into this room?
Yes, I guess I do, very much so.
Now, Ronnie, it's been an hour since we gave you your first visual injection. I believe things have sort of come back into their proper perspective for you, haven't they?
I think so, yeah.
Now, when you were under the LSD, you wanted to be in that room alone. You were fearful that there might be some sort of an invasion of your privacy, your integrity. Isn't that right? And now that's all cleared up, and you've got things straightened away. Is that right?
I'm no longer anxiety-ridden about it.
Mm-hmm. Are you your normal self now, do you think, Ron?
As nearly as I can tell, I am, yes. You will probably be interested in my subjective reaction to this last experiment. The first and third experiments were similar, of course. Complete and insoluble confusion and anxiety reigned, and the knowledge that its cause was a drug was my sole and small reassurance. One hallucination was that of lying flat on a slowly revolving cloud-like object. There were other similar objects all around, touching gently and revolving in gear. I just rolled slowly down into the depths of this arrangement. Another one I recall is that of a flower bed type of pattern, or perhaps a purposeless pinball machine, with the lights arranged in rows and columns. The lights, or flowers, were growing, then bursting in irregular fashion, one at the left, then at the center, and so on. Next occurred the phenomenon that has happened both times I lost, and perhaps I've neglected to mention it previously. Things seemed to clear up, and I felt sane, yet I knew I wasn't. I seemed to wake up to a new world, the same situations, same people and environment, and yet everything, that is, my mental state, my life, had been altered. I was a stranger in this world. I could no longer speak to anyone as a person. And that was my state when I was given the shot, bewildered, confused, afraid to say a word till I could be sure of which world I was in. I realized that what happened to me in those few minutes after the injection has a tremendous significance. Because of this realization, I have worked it over often since then. But God help me, I can't tell you a thing. It just happened. There was no crescendo, no fitting together of the pieces, no breaking through the surface. All of a sudden, I found myself willing to cooperate, able to follow conversation more easily, just less anxiety-ridden. I don't know how or why. I'm sorry, but that's all I can report.
Oh, brainiacs. Yeah, man. Well, what do we have here, Claudius? We've got the brainiacs up in here. I've heard you guys, I've seen you guys talk about disassociation. The dude's confused, he's smoked, right? Well, that's not really a cool place to be. The disassociation between feelings, emotions, trying to go into your own self and make sense of what is that feeling I'm feeling. And then again, the separation of your body, trying to land that thought on labeling that feeling that you're having, the confusion. If I was Ronnie, if I was that dude, I'd have told that doctor, look, why don't you just do what you're gonna do? Leave me in a dark room, turn like Morgan said, turn up Elvis. Give me some good music, because again, environment is everything. You gotta remember, this was a CIA clinical trial and an experiment, right? So you're gonna get what you're expecting. So I don't myself know the setup, the pre-talk, probably none, okay, other than medical or bullshit, blah, 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 right? Rose says this freaked me out. But there again, Miss Rose, you gotta see that the situation in anybody that has ever done this type of medicine, okay? LSD is, let's just say this I want to say this for the record. It is man-made, okay? Just want to throw that out there. It is absolutely man-made. And I'll show you right real quick. Let me see if I can't get to DuckDuckGo, because if I try anything else, it'll absolutely censor it. Okay. All right. So anyway, what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna go ahead and share this with you. Share this big. Share this big. There we go. Can you guys see that? Let's just go right there. And I'll bring this down. I'll read this to you in case you cannot see it. Lysergic acid dimethylate, commonly known as LSD, is a potent psychohallucinogenic, or psychedelic drug that intensifies thoughts, emotions, and sensory perception. You see that word? Perception. This is what I was trying to tell you in the chat. Okay? The disassociation of body and thought. That's why I asked Earl in there, what is thought? Where does thought originate? Where do the emotions play its part? That's what I'm saying. This poor guy never got an opportunity to actually investigate himself. Okay, he was just thrown in a tundra of clinical trial, sitting down there, experiencing this, and not having any understanding of what truly it is. One second. I want to look up something here for you real quick. All right. Next I want to show you this right here. Big difference from man-made to Gaia-made. This is Gaia. This is Gaia-made for you to understand better understand your own self. It's called a psilocybin mushroom. Psilocybin mushrooms, commonly known as magic mushrooms or shrooms, are broadly hallucinogenic, hallucinogenic mushroom, informal group of fungi. Now that's what they say, a psychedelic informal group. There are thousands of these things, okay? Which turn up the psychotropic, turn on to a psychotropic experience during intake. Now, it's going to show you possible psilocybin effects. Okay? Muscle weakness, nausea, yawning. These are just some basics. But I can tell you from experience that if you do these things, treat it as it is. Treat it as a medicine. Treat it as a teacher. That's one of the reasons why I'm trying so hard to share with you the golden teacher. That is like getting your feet wet in this perception of reality here, breaking down the fabric of the wall. Okay. It will, indeed. Again, they're not going to do it. Anyone would not do it in a clinical study. Okay. This little scenario that just played out. You got to remember, psychotropics back in the 50s were studied upon by many of our military boys and girls, where, well, they were given high doses of, well, primarily three, okay, different substances. One of them being THC, the other one being LSD, and the other one being DMT or dimethyltryptamine. And again, don't just think that DMT is one specific substance. It's not. It's not just one specific molecule. It's broken down into several categories. You've got 5-MeO, you've got 5-MEA, 5-O, MMOA, 5-DMT, all kinds of different things. There's different substrates or conditions of dimethyltryptamine, as well as you got different variants of LSD. They're broken down into molecule, substances, categories. But nevertheless, again, what we're talking about is, again, a Schedule 1 substance. So again, I'm not advocating this. I'm just telling you that what we're going to talk about, why these things, which if treated properly, okay, if treated properly, could not be used to help. In fact, we here in Akron, we had an opioid crisis. Okay, I'm going to share with you one of the substances that I did a little bit of research on, known as ibogaine. Okay, again, this is a substance in which is treated medicinally in a shamanic setting. Very good environment. Has everything to do with your experience. Somebody says you don't know if I caught something. What was it, David? What was it you're saying? What did you say, David? I don't know what. Did I? Okay, is that what you're reading there, Miss Rebel? All right, sweetheart. I think I caught it. She says, I don't want to do. There you go. Here, that's the thing. We got to be careful, even in 2024, what we label as a drug. You hear me saying medicine. I personally myself don't look at them as drugs. Okay. I don't. I look at it as a medicinal substance that has been criminalized, categorized, and heavily. There's distortion, great distortion on these things. And again, these things come from the planet, okay? As well as don't get me wrong. There's the planet will also gives us substances, okay, that are completely toxic to the body. Like arsenic. Arsenic is a natural thing, but you don't go seeing somebody rail up a line of arsenic now, do you? Our ancestors already know about that one. I have signaria maybe twice. I didn't understand that word. And I don't take drugs from the doctors and makes my own medicines, but sure would like to try some shrooms. Again, if you would like to try, that substance, I'm going to show you once again. This is about the most easy, psyche-friendly. I'm telling you, psyche-friendly that you can get right here. I would say between totally psychedelic experience between 1 and 10. This, depending on your dosage, if you are microdosing, the world around you will start coming unglued around 3. Okay, at number 5, you completely have disassociation and you are like on cloud 12. Okay, you're starting to climb. A heroic dosage, which would be probably 2.5-3 grams. You're talking heroic dosage. And you're about a 9 into a 10, okay? You pretty much need to lay back and just experience, experience your soul self. Because you are not even on this planet. But nevertheless, all right. I'm going to go ahead and jump out of here real quick. We're going to take a break, my friends. And again, this broadcast is not going anywhere without you. It takes you, so listen to what I'm saying. Please, if you got an opportunity to reach out, help me. And if you can't, I understand. I appreciate you for being you. And once again, welcome to the Matrix, my friends. We are going to share with you what I call lost and found. This talks about friendship. This talks about being kind to one another. Okay? Loving one another. Being good to humanity. Don't go anywhere, brainiacs. Share this broadcast, share this podcast, and I will catch you on the other side. First of all, we got some ads. Don't go nowhere, brainiac.
Welcome to Crystal Cove and Mystic Charms, where magic meets the mundane and the extraordinary becomes everyday. Are you ready to gift yourself with the whispers of ancient power stones? To the feel and hear the echoes of our ancient past? Dive into a world where each pendant tells a story, where rare stones hold secrets known only to the universe itself. At Crystal Cove, our collection isn't just jewelry. It's a gateway to a realm of mysticism and wonder. Let the shimmering opal guide you through twilight dreams, or embrace the fiery energy of the sun with our exquisite amber pendants. Each piece, handcrafted by the hands of a true mystic who understand the language of the earth and the fire of one's heart. At Crystal Cove and Mystic Charms, we believe that every soul deserves to sparkle. Whether you seek solace in the calming embrace of amethyst or wish to dance with the vibrant hues of turquoise, our collection holds the key to unlocking your inner magic if you allow it to be so. Visit us today and discover the pendant that speaks to your soul. Crystal Cove and Mystic Charms, where the beauty of our amazing earthy realm meets the magic of the cosmos.
Hey there, Hunter. Go check out our friends at Colorado Custom Game Calls. They are all about creating a high-quality, custom, unique game calls at an affordable price. They are here for hunters that can't and won't pay upwards of $180 to $200 per game call. They pride themselves on giving their customers the opportunity to not only purchase an affordable and high-quality call, but to customize their game call to their liking. So listen up and go check them out. That's www.coloradocustomgamecalls.com. They got calls for all type of game, and all the game calls can be custom made to your own likeness. That's www.coloradocustomgamecalls.com. Tell them Matthew sent you from the Matrix Minds.
What is up, all my beautiful and gorgeous souls? I am Michelle Espinosa, otherwise known as the Shaman, through the Matrix Mind Media. So tell me, how many times have you wished that you had that special power of prediction? You know, to know what was going to happen before it actually happened and took place. To have some power and control over that situation before things came flying at you out of left field. The thing is, you actually can have that power. You can be aware of what's coming. Tune in to Astrology TV with me for Breaking the Cage. Every Sunday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Matrix Mind Media. And I will go through the astrology and help put you on the right course and get you back in control of your own life. Love you guys.
This CBD fluid is a whole flower fluid extracted from the cannabis flower. We don't use any heat, butane, or chemicals when we extract, so we get all of the components of the plant. All the CBD, CBG, CBA, all the terpenes, all the flavonoids. This allows our body to absorb at 60 to 90% rather than the average of 6 to 10% absorption you would get with a CBD oil. Because our bodies are made up of mostly water and this is a fluid, it's highly absorbable so that you're getting 500% more nutraceuticals per dose. We also have this available in our CBD spray as well as a muscle rub with all kinds of botanicals. You're going to absolutely love it.
Check it out, brainiacs. matrixminds.live/CBD. The CBD I use. Feel free again. Feel alive again.
Lost in the dark night, can't see the way out. through shadows of wonder, but I know there's a light. Pain's just a chapter in my book of life.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, gals and goons all over this great planet we call Gaia. Dirt, planet, dirt. Megan says hello. I said shout out to you, Megan. Happy birthday to you. She says happy birthday. Thank you for everybody for the happy birthday wishes. You're welcome, honey. I didn't know it was your birthday. I had no idea. Wow. Let's see. What are you guys commenting about? I seen Larry say something about he thinks that the experience has got to do with blood type. You know what? That'd be really an interesting case study. I have no idea. You know, I'm being honest with you. I have had the opportunity to walk some people through some psychedelic experiences, but I'll tell you, I never said, hey Megan, what's your blood type? I've never said that, or never even asked that. Tammy, same thing, or anybody. I've never. To me, I don't quite think that it would matter. I don't know. Of course, Larry, you got a really good point. All right, so now is whenever it's your guys' turn. I want to know about your guys' experience. What it has done, what has it done for you? Any good whatsoever? Tell me about your bad experiences. Tell me about your good experiences. Like I was trying to tell, I do believe Miss Rose said, this is scary. Of course, yeah, man. The experience that you've seen him do with LSD, right? Of course, that's going to be a hell of an experience. And again, I gotta point out there that that I can't stress this enough. That the setting is everything. The setting is everything. Larry, I can't call you, bro. You got to call me. I want to talk to you. Now I want to talk to you about I wanted to get you to talking. Even up in here, I was going to bounce off of you and talk about the hallucinogenic and as well as medicinal properties of cannabis, because we are watching right now a shift of consciousness collectively here in the United States, where they are number one, they're starting to decriminalize psilocybin, the magic mushroom, as well as we're watching decriminalization as well as we can do it recreationally, marijuana, cannabis recreationally now, as well as they are seeing that it is absolutely beneficial to the body. And again, I can't stress enough that what I'm sharing with you here about mescaline, psilocybin, THC, all of these different things, they're doing clinical research now again, where they're finding out where, oh my God, psilocybin does have a positive medicinal use. You see, before it was just, oh my God, drugs are bad. Dare to keep the kids off drugs. Oh, it's just drug, right? No. They're literally seeing where it plays its part in the biological being to literally help the being. I literally want to show you. I had a video queued up in here. Let me see if I can't find this. All right, there we go. This is literally a 2 minute 33 second video, right? Literally 2 minutes 33 seconds. I've got to share this with you prior to getting Larry up on here with me to talk about this next clip. Okay, and I'll share this clip with you. Anyone can find this. This is known as on YouTube, y'all, medical marijuana on Parkinson's. Okay, I literally want you to pay attention on what this medicine does to this fella that's got Parkinson's. Really, really bad. 2 minutes 33 seconds, Brainiac. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. I gotta get Larry up in here, and then once I do, I will switch over to let him hear it as well. Larry, can you hear me, buddy?
Huh?
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 Hello?
Can you hear me now?
I hear you.
All right, good. Hey, hang on. I'm going to share a 2 minute clip, and I want you to add your 2 cents into this whenever once you hear it, okay? Or you just hang on, because this
happen in 2 minutes, you know.
This is a fella that is being treated with medical THC as well as CBD, whatnot, right? Because here's the thing, they are different. Definitely different. We'll talk about the plant from the hemp plant to a cannabis plant. We'll talk about that. But nevertheless, I want to share this right real quick, Larry. Don't go nowhere, buddy. Hang on.
Hi, Larry. How are you?
You got to be kidding me. It's not showing it. How stupid is that? Come on, man. Why is it doing this to me? 1 second, buddy. I'm working on it. There we go. All right, so it says right here, a fellow Parkinson's patient offers to instruct Larry, it says Larry, on using medical marijuana. So you see this guy walking in. This is the fellow's going to show. Many of you guys have probably already seen this, but check this out and listen.
Come in. Good to see you. How you feeling? It's been a bit of a rough week, really. And the best way to take it is put it under your tongue and rub it in your cheek. Don't do too much, you're going to be asleep all afternoon. You know what you should do? No. Don't try to communicate, just relax. See what happens.
We know from animal experiments that the endogenous cannabinoid system is very important in regulating motor activity, that very type of activity that is impaired in Parkinson's disease. From animal experiments, we also know that boosting certain branches of the endocannabinoid system is helpful in relieving symptoms of Parkinson's. Finally, from anecdotal information, we know that certain patients who smoke marijuana experience relief of their symptoms.
I think you're calmed down. So quickly. Isn't that amazing?
He used just a single drop, and his hands afterwards were rock steady, and the dyskinesia left.
It was coming back. It works most of the time. In fact, it's... Did you guys eat lunch?
Are you hungry now?
He's trying to feed a horse now.
A person like me could really use marijuana.
All right, man.
It makes me pretty angry that...
There we go. All right, so Larry, what it was you probably seen that video. It was of a fellow that was given given some. I'm not quite sure what it was, whether it was a high dosage of CBD or whether it was THC. But nevertheless, he went from, he literally went from being so shaking that he couldn't, you've seen there was a cut on the fella's wrist, right, where he must have shaken himself and cut himself. But nevertheless, I've always heard good things about medicinal usage of THC in all kinds of case studies. Larry, what do you know about this topic? Because I know a little bit about the psilocybin.
Obviously, too much.
Too much. Well, let's dig in. Let's dive into it a little bit. Because again, that's what I want to talk about is the medicine. I don't want to even discuss the word drug, because to me it is not a drug.
No, it's not. Drugs are man-made. Cannabis is natural. I wish I knew you were going to have this conversation, because realistically, anybody got time for this? Because I can literally sit here for days having this conversation, because it's what I do. I did, rather. I'm state licensed in multiple states, and I usually was the guy who was teaching people in the cannabis industry a lot of these conversations. What has happened in that video? I popped in for a second to send you all a link that I highly suggest you all look into. And that link is about 15-year-old case study that has links to basically. It is a list of medical studies in alphabetical order using cannabis as a medicinal treatment for just about everything from A to Z, and Parkinson's is in that. What needs to happen with like that guy individually? What they did, I'm presuming. I think I've seen that video a few times. The guy who was shaking uncontrollably, and I think they gave him CBD or something under his lip, and it basically stopped the shaking. There's a big difference between terpenes, topicals, edibles, different ways of smoking. Even if you're going to smoke, there's vaping, there's with paper, which I don't suggest, out of glass, vaporizers, which is technically the cleanest ways, but you have to realize that you're changing the chemical compounds and decarboxylating cannabis when you smoke it. So you're actually changing the chemical compounds. When you use it as a topical, how it's processed, what strain it is, how that strain affects the endocannabinoid receptors, of whether the receptor is firing, misfiring, or not firing at all makes a difference. Your water intake makes a difference, like as in your body's water, the water you drink, well water, living water, fluoridated water, all that makes a difference. Your gut bacteria will make an effect. Your blood type has an effect. I had collaborated testing equipment to literally match your geomancy spectrums. Basically, the geomancy is basically the analytical diagnostics of the subatomic spectrums of the cells in your body and how they react to a biomechanical compound in relation to your food, your water, your air, your soil, your environment, where you live, how your lifestyle is, and the cannabinoids of strains, each an individual strain. There's thousands of strains, and each one does something different. And all of those things I just said can have an effect on the responses of when you ingest cannabis. Mm-hmm. So what has happened with that guy was they kind of shot in the dark, and they found something that matched the cannabinoid receptors to stop the seizing of the oscillating effects of the cells in the guy's body. And the same way that you can stop seizures almost instantly is matching that cannabinoid receptors to a cannabinoid strain, to what was misfiring, not firing, or how that oscillating factors of the cells of the guy or whoever, the patient's body is convulsing, because its synapses are backfiring on each other, and it can't just mellow out. What the cannabinoid does is it allows those stem cells to reset the neuroplasticity throughout the body with the signal spectrums. And one of the good things to do with that is the magic cannabinoid receptor, like with monoanatomical gold,
Right.
A cannabis strain, and specifically a mushroom compound, and you can reset the entirety of the stem cells of your body. It is a scientific research to even reverse brain damage from drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and I myself had complex traumatic brain injuries, a hemorrhage in my brain and a tumor in my brain. Was on my optical nerves. So what I was doing was I collaborated. I got licensed. I'd been through med school to an extent, enough to know what the hell I'm looking into, and I was trying to match plant compounds, the similar testing spectrums of the food you ingest, the water, the soil, the air, and all those spectrums in my testing equipment. And basically I could have you or whoever sit down in front of me and get a sample of a fluid or something from your hair or your mucous membranes, and a lot like Dr. Sabi, the guy Dr. Sabi.
Oh, yeah.
He could reset your mucous membranes, which is the basis of your body and your fat cells, where a lot of the things are stored. So that basic platform, breaking that down to a quantum spectrum of the subatomic geomancies of someone's body and their environment, you can learn how to reset those things with, in a sense, like a vehicle. You get back what you put in.
Right.
If you don't do the right things with what you're working with, being your blood type, makes a difference.
Larry,
like relationships.
I want
Certain
to.
relationships don't work because your blood types aren't compatible.
Bro, I want to shout out real quick to one of our vets, also in the chat, Mr. Chuck McClellan. he's a lot like you. He says THC saved me from taking all man-made meds, but again, he is a veteran, so he knows.
That's what got me off the meds.
The bullshit that y'all went through psychologically, and that is something I wanted to talk about real quick, if you don't mind. That is how does it absolutely have the ability, given the psyche of the mind, the ability to get one off of man-made substance like that to treat you vets with PTSD and shit. Talk about that.
From my experience and multitude of others, specifically trying to fight the way out of what we call the comeback cocktail. It's called the comeback cocktail because after people go through deployments, it almost seems, and I'm going to put air quotes there, it almost seemed with a lot of us, because we all go to the same place, so we all talk, and it almost seemed that it did not matter what the diagnosis was per patient of the veteran. We all got the same 30 pills to take all day long, every single day. So we call it the comeback cocktail.
Right.
The problem with these things is there's time delays. I don't recall anybody asking me what my blood type is when they gave me all these medications. They just throw stuff at you and see what happens. What ends up happening with that is those chemical compounds cause a chemical imbalance internally in each veteran, patient, whichever. And it is very difficult to manage internally within oneself. Anyone, not just veterans, anyone on pharmaceuticals, it's hard to maintain control or understand what's happening to you, just like that video you just played.
Mm-hmm.
When you start giving people medications and they're just like, here, take this, let's see what happens.
Right.
Exactly what just happened in that video. So when they give you 5, 15, 30, some people taking 50 medications a day, it is very difficult to understand what's happening inside yourself. It in itself causes a mind separation, a numbing, or a disassociation, if you will, of oneself to basically shut you up, figuratively speaking. If they can get you to stop complaining and stop feeling yourself or understanding your environment, then you're tolerable for society. But it is very hard to fight a chemical imbalance within yourself when basically you've got no help or guidance.
Right,
and that
right,
is like
bro.
a bad acid trip.
That's
a lot like a bad acid trip.
Right. Well, I can tell you, throughout the years, bro, I have all, and again, I'm not advocating this. I'm not pushing this. I'm just sharing what I know and what I believe in. Okay. There is. Besides that, we've got a question here. Miss Kristen Martin says, "What strain of is best with blood type O positive?" You throwing that? That's like throwing that in the dark because it's probably got probably a lot to do with you Kristen.
You need to be tested.
Yeah, Kristen.
Regardless, if I had my equipment, I could go meet her, and within 3 to 5 minutes, my equipment would give you a test, a diagnostic list, and specifically match to plant compounds, match your body, your blood type, the water, the pH balance, and everything within your body, and then and basically take those lab results, and then I could match that to cannabinoid receptor spectrums from the strains, and then let the equipment tell me. Me telling you is no different than some guy going, try Ritalin.
Right, right.
Some people it doesn't work at all. Some people it'll make you hyper. Some people it won't. It'll calm you down. But we'll see after you take it. What you need to do is have your receptors tested before you go shooting in the dark, because everything that you do, everything you eat, everything you drink, the clothes you wear, the bed you sleep in,
right,
the town you live in makes a difference. Okay?
Question.
Everything.
Question. Okay. Where would someone go to get their cannabinoid system even checked?
Me. I was the only one that I know of.
Are you shitting me?
Tennessee stole my equipment because I could cure anything. I knew how to cure the coronavirus as soon as it came out, because you could match the spike proteins to a cannabinoid receptor to shut that shit down, just like cancer. I can cure AIDS, cancers, brain damage, alcoholism, erectile dysfunction.
It is amazing, bro.
I know how to fix it. I was the only one.
That the cannabinoid system actually plays that big of a role in the body.
Yeah.
I'm being serious. I'm not trying to blow smoke in anyone's ass, but yet Chuck says great topic. I think it is an amazing fucking topic. Okay, again, this medicine.
Think cannabis doesn't matter? Look at breast milk. Breast milk, natural breast milk, is the reason human beings exist, because it actually has a cannabinoid receptor specific to the blood type and the individual of the being. Exactly what I'm telling you about.
Right.
And if you did not have the cannabinoids in the breast milk, you would not crave eating. Humans would not exist. That is how entrenched cannabinoid receptors is in the stem cells of a human being.
Again, Megan, we don't know.
Natural breast milk has a higher potency of cannabis than what you'll find on the streets.
They're asking blood types. Again, guys, it does at this point. You your own self would probably want to just try different strains. Okay. Again, I guess just be your own devil's advocate. Start with an indica, which is sativa, whatnot. I mean, if that's what you want to do, but again, you can't just play with these things like this without clinical research. And but here's the thing: you got CBDs, you got THCs, you got psilocybin. I don't personally know anybody that's ever died from THC. I don't. What'd you say?
You can't. It's impossible. You cannot die from cannabinoids. You can shove it in your fucking eye or suffocate you by putting a pound down your throat, but that's not the weed.
Right.
Figuratively speaking, it's because you've been choked to death.
Fucking trust in the lab coats.
It doesn't. it's impossible. They did an analytical platform of how much cannabis, so if you smoked it,
right,
kill a person, and it was something like 15 pounds in a minute.
Come on, that's asking for it, bro.
That's suffocating you and not allowing you to have oxygen.
Right. Right.
That's you removed the molecular compounds of the ability to breathe. You know, yeah. Anyway, it's the blood type stuff. It's the same thing of. It's a lot like I was saying, like relationships that have a lot of miscarriages and things. It's the same thing with the cannabis strains, in a sense. Just as an example, it's that it's that sort of category. Now, if you ingest something, your body's going to reject it. You're just not going to do anything for you.
Sure.
If it works, then your body will absorb it. So some strains, your body will want to hold on to cannabinoids for about 30 days, sometimes 60 to 90 days. Those are the cannabinoid receptors that are compatible with your blood type or your whatever your geomancy spectrums of your body. If your body is not holding onto those cannabinoids, that is the spectrums that your body is kicking out. It's not holding on to it. To give an example of how that works. Okay. Now, the equipment that I was putting together matched all that. And I literally was splicing other plants that you could splice with cannabinoids, like I had grafted tomatoes and cannabis, right? Because I had figured out the compatibility of the subatomic molecular structures of the tomatoes, specifically to the strains.
Well, I'm going to tell you, that one there, I've done some research on, and I would love to see that, because here's the thing. Those two things are completely genetically different. I'm talking like they are literally built differently. The plant, the cannabis plant, it's not even in the family of vegetables. So however in the hell you did that, I'd have loved to have seen that and participated in that.
I can throw you a link on how another fella mapped that out. There's several things that the cannabis plant is compatible with, to get them to splice together. That is. I had tried it with a few different things, but I had the best luck with tomatoes.
Wow.
The water that the tomato pulls up, it fed the cannabis plant, and the cannabis plant ended up using the tomatoes themselves as the storage unit, and they worked together. They helped each other. I had birds getting stuck in my plants.
Shit.
There were so many terpenes on these plants. I shit you not. They were pulling their wings off to try and get out of these things that were so sticky.
Larry, I want to go over this strain I've pulled up real quick, okay? And that would be first of all, what I myself utilize for meditation purposes, as well as the relaxation and calming feeling. It is known as the indica. I call it the couch, okay? Because it literally does the very top thing. And it says, traditionally, understanding of the indica strains are often described as, number one, physically sedating, perfect for relaxation and sleep. That is the number one thing that I utilize that medicine for, okay? Number two is... What?
That depends on you, though. It may not have that same effect on other people. If you remember that bus I've got sitting in that parking lot in my driveway here,
right?
It's called the Indica bus. I drove that around.
In the bus.
It's called the Indica bus.
Right.
Indica bus. Cannabis was taken.
Cannabis.
Lady named Stacy.
It said
so I had the Indica bus, but the Indica, it again, if your receptors are misfiring, you'll have the opposite effect of what indica would do to you. If it works how it's supposed to be, then those receptors are working properly for you. Some people, it won't do shit. That means your receptors aren't firing.
Gotcha.
I could smoke all day long and I don't get stoned. That means those receptors are not firing. But I can keep marinating myself and then get those to start resetting. It's a matter of how you map that out, and you can work to get those signals to work again.
Let's go over this real quick, bro. I'm going to go over this with you. It says an indica strain yields high in CBD and low in THC, resulting in a body buzz rather than a cerebral high. Again, it says suitable for pain relief, insomnia, and anxiety. Often described as having a skunky and or earthly aroma to this specific strain. Again, I can just, all I can do is tell you what it has done to me. Okay,
that is the results that they got from those test subjects. It needs to go deeper because it doesn't affect everyone the same.
Right.
Someone with psychosis, as example, if they take something with high THC levels, it'll amplify what they already have going on. They need to use high CBDs and CBGs to counter the psychosis, like autism.
Right.
Autism is a branch of psychosis in a sense. Now, I have seen the little crazy kids that are banging their heads against the wall, yelling at their parents and punching their family and stuff. Right. And I have given these kids, their parents rather, some terpenes and things to try, and I gave them some hemp proteins, and I suggested maybe giving these kids sugar-free cotton candy as a positive reinforcement for their behaviors and things, and then put things like ruderalis. Okay, ruderalis there's indica, sativa, and ruderalis. Ruderalis is most of the plants that I'd been working with at my property that was stolen. Right? That's one of the things I was working with because there's basically no THC in it. And through the Farm Bill, it falls under legal to have and do whatever you want with. So
because it's under
the ruderalis plant because it's legal.
It's under the threshold
no matter what,
of
it was legal.
Okay.
Yeah, so everything I was doing was entirely legal, although I'm licensed to do whatever I want because I had this shit in my yard. Right? So the ruderalis plant is a lot like Charlotte's Web. It doesn't have THC. So what I had suggested for these people was with their autistic kid, and they're like the wild, out of control, very nonverbal, abusive children. And I'd given them certain things like the hemp protein. And I kid you not, they were giving them pancakes with hemp protein, and then sugar-free cotton candy with certain, compatible terpenes, the tinctures, in the cotton candy. And this kid, right after this, comes over and walks over to me riding a bicycle and had a conversation with me exactly like I'm talking to you. And thank you for helping him.
Oh, damn.
My mind was blown.
I bet.
Because this kid, he was walking around punching himself in the face. And he had a meal and came over and walked to me like an absolutely normal kid. He just started talking to me about my cars and, nice day. And like, who is this?
Bro, let me ask you real quick, because for those people that are in the audience and or maybe even listening that have got an allergic reaction to THC. I don't know what allergic reaction would be. However, Megan Scott's in the audience saying, is there a way to reverse an allergic reaction to THC? Because this I guess she would like to take it, but she can't take it. Any idea?
Okay. Yeah, I often have this conversation from time to time, and my short answer is I don't think there's such a thing as being allergic to cannabis. I think it is a similar aspect of a side component of how it's produced Like if someone is allergic to chicken and they go to a restaurant and then they use the same spatula for everything, you may have gotten, Trainwreck and Northern Lights in the strain that you got. But the people that handled everything probably handled some chemicals or some kind of fertilizer or whatever aspect of some kind of something, some way down the line of processing it. That's the things that you're allergic to. Some people are allergic to the chemicals that are on the rolling papers. Smoke paper when you're rolling a joint and all that aspect. There's glue on it.
Right. This is why you would suggest what? Glass?
Vaping. Or edibles. Glass. Yeah, straight bomb. The other aspect is a lot of people make the mistake of using screens that they use. They're allergic to the metals in the screens. Some people have copper deficiencies, or they're allergic to silver, or obviously aluminum. Ionized aluminum is poisonous. It'll kill you.
Right.
Cause respiratory failure. Some people smoke out of wood pipes because it's all cool looking. That causes respiratory failure, and then they think they have allergic reactions. It's very, very unlikely, from my perspective, in the decades that I have been doing this, that anyone is actually allergic to cannabis. It is likely something else, like the clothes you wear.
Damn.
You probably have a reaction to a detergent you've used, but you think you're allergic to grass.
Right.
Or something.
Right.
As probably likely. I mean, I'm not saying I've not met anyone that I actually believed was allergic to cannabis. If you were allergic to cannabis, you wouldn't be alive, okay? Because you have a cannabinoid receptor that is within every single cell of your body, and you wouldn't have lived through birth, because the milk and the things that you got from your mother is a high potency food that was given to you directly through the umbilical cord while you were in the womb. You were getting everything from your parents. You would have been a miscarriage, long story short, if you were allergic to cannabis, from my perspective.
All right.
I don't think there's such a thing.
All right.
I think it's a side effect of something else involved.
I'm going to take myself.
I would gladly like to test that, but Tennessee stole all my equipment.
Right?
I mean, I would literally, if I had my equipment, I would literally go drive to her house and I would give her an answer.
I know you would.
Absolutely.
All right, so look, I want to go over this real quick too, and that would be the. I'm trying to cover up Ava here. That would be the sativa.
Ava, my girl.
Your girl. The sativa strain, right? So this says, just saying after running, it says sativa strain cannabis, based upon the research studies, common characteristics, it gives you a euphoric and uplifting effect. Again, depends on your body. I can't stress this enough. It's like how would psilocybin affect you? Mushrooms. It all depends on you. It's going to affect you differently. Everything. What's that?
Even the food that's in your stomach
affects it too. Yes.
Stomach, the acidity of your stomach acid, your gut bacteria, all that could shut it down as soon as it gets into your system. It could spoil it. I'm not a mushroom fanatic, so the mushroom thing is not necessarily my category.
Right.
I do cannabis all day long.
Well,
to me, mushrooms all look the same. I don't necessarily understand it to an extent, but I understand the basis of it. And I know that it can reset your entire body.
We'll go over that too.
Mushrooms is out of my category.
That's all right. We'll touch a little bit on that before we leave. We've already been broadcasting for 2 hours. We'll run this for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, for everybody that wants to learn a little bit more. Okay, it says
I can do this for days.
I know you, right? So the sativa, itself, the sativa as a strain, anyway, okay, as the strain can help alleviate symptoms of anxiety, depression, and fatigue. Often used to enhance mood and or provides a sense of happiness. Some people, again, this goes with the euphoria experience the dissociative disorder. This is where cannabinoids help to bridge that gap, okay, to help the brain function with the feeling of euphoria, the feeling of again being one with somebody. Okay, the disassociation, that's PTSD, dissociative disorder. That is one of the reasons why cannabis is used to treat this. Also, again, I will not throw psilocybin out the window for that, because that specific medicine does the same kind of thing, but more of a hallucinogenic. It's an inward journey. That's what I said. The case study of LSD through the CIA. That dude, if like Larry said, I'd have punched the dude in the mouth. Completely bad setting. Bad setting.
Absolutely horrible.
Yeah. Let's sit you down. Toke this.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that's like going to a cop's office and no, that's just a
right. Come on, man.
Now what you had said a minute ago, I highly suggest people be careful of getting something that claims that will cause euphoria or hallucinations, because I have had probably about every strain I could ever get my paws on, and I have yet to ever trip from weed. If you get cannabis and you hallucinate, you've been spiked, boys and girls, because there's not a cannabis strain on the planet that I have ever heard of that will make you hallucinate. That is just bad advertising.
Bro, I myself have never.
Possible.
I myself have never hallucinated on weed. And I'm going to tell you, this is the thing.
I would like to try some that could.
This is the thing. Again, if anybody that likes 420, I assure you, you don't want to go down the dimethyltryptamine route. Okay, because if you like your relationship with cannabis, DMT will definitely, probably destroy it, depending on you. Because I used to like it. And now, Larry will tell you, I am forever questioning where the pixel that started, where it started it all. I cannot get out of that that loop. That trip loop. I'm stuck in that loop.
That's the beautiful thing about cannabis, is it tells you what you need. If it gives you the munchies, you likely have a deficiency. If you're sitting here thinking about things, you're already trying to figure things out, and it's connecting your plasticity of your mental, cognitive, static relationships to what you're trying to figure out anyway. You get cotton mouth, you're probably dehydrated anyway. Now, the things that I am all about the full-on re-legalization of cannabis. I don't mean decriminalization. I don't mean legalization. I mean the re-legalization of cannabis, as in treat it like the fruit in the store. Like, you can get grapes from the grocery store and go home and make wine. That's more dangerous than what this shit can do.
I agree.
So the problem is you've got air quotes drug dealers that may have weed, this is cannabis, whatever. The problem with that is they'll put that with the fentanyl, the heroin, the cocaine, the whatever, and all that. Keep it in the same drawer. So when it off-gasses between all of these things and it's being trafficked around whatever in these, somebody's fuel tank or something, it is bad, okay? So with those things, that is untested. That is just shooting in the dark. There's people that spray bug spray on this shit, so people think that it's good weed.
Right.
They'll put fentanyl in it, and you'll think, and then next thing you know, you're fucking strung out on. They'll put meth in it.
See, that right there is a no. Absolutely bullshit. No, horrible in my book too, bro. I don't get why in the hell why would you do that to somebody? Why?
Well, that's what a lot of these dealers do. They keep it all in the same tray, is what I'm saying. Now, the alternative to that is we need to have the ability to have these things in a controlled, safe, understood, tested environment. So, like when you go to buy something, you know you're getting an apple, an orange, pie, and you know exactly what's in it. And it is a guaranteed product, so to say, that you understand that if you're going to get XYZ strain for LMNOP results, that is exactly what you're going to get. And just like what she was saying, I think I'm allergic. No, I think you have cross-contamination. So the cross-contamination can kill you.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It
Well,
can
sure.
cause alternative chemical imbalances where you're just trying to get something for Crohn's disease. You know how much cannabis it takes for Crohn's disease? A lot. Now, what's the odds of getting a cross-contamination or some sort of a bad mixture with someone that needs that to eat? And you end up triggering the oscillating receptors in a bad way in another direction because somebody mixed an allergic compound with it because it's an uncontrolled, untested, unregulated, dare I say, environment where Johnny Blue Shoe down the street is just slinging whatever to get pizza on his table.
Right.
Or he doesn't give a fuck if you live or die. Now, we need to be able to go to a store environment to get to these things.
Sure, bro. Right. I agree with you, man. Let me go over real quick about the hybrid. Okay?
I like hybrids.
The hybrid is this pretty much is saying the balanced strain, but yet you've also got a hybrid that is either a little bit indica dominant or a little bit more sativa dominant in the hybrid itself. So even though you may think you're getting a 50-50, you're not really getting a 50-50 that I know of. I've never searched for, I've never found it anyway. Have you heard of that? A total 50-50, bro? I've never.
Well, I mean, it's. I'll let you go through your spiel.
Oh,
and I'll throw in.
All right,
but yeah, yeah.
This goes in literally with a balanced is saying high combination of relaxing and sedative effects. This again, it goes with the both of them combined together. Effects of an indica with an energizing yet uplifting effects of the sativa. A mix of terpenes and cannabinoids, resulting in a unique flavor and the aroma profile. It says a moderate high THC content, making them suitable for both medical and recreational usages. It says a wide range of effects from relaxing to sedative, energizing, uplifting, again, depending on the individual and the specific strain of the hybrid. Because we've got all kinds of different strains of all kinds of different things. You've got Larry inbreeding with Shanae, me inbreeding with Ava, then Ava inbreeding with Shanae, and you've got, oh my God, dude.
There's thousands of strains.
Thousands of strains,
and
right.
Yeah, and then there's hybrids that are mixed with hybrids.
Right.
Okay. The reason that these are important is in a sense to give you to try. This stuff takes days to explain, but I'm trying to do it in layman's terms.
It's all right.
Okay? So it's like medication. If you think of this as a medication, and I don't really like to even call it a medication, but in a sense of as an example of explaining how a lot of these things work, depending on if you've matched all of the stuff we've already talked about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like with medications, a lot of it is based on time delay. Let's say I've got social anxiety, PTSD, back problems, and a few other things. I can pick and choose something that can calm me down, but I won't have the effects of something to stop my back from hurting. But I need to go to the grocery store, like a rape victim, or somebody who's got PTSD from war, or somebody, just whatever. whatever, right? And you need things to compensate for whatever your diagnosis are. Now, the thing is, with a lot of these, you have to pick and choose a direction to go on a roller coaster. Okay, and I literally mean a roller coaster of how these things work. And it's based off of time delay. Okay, so if you can take Northern Lights, Pineapple Express, Maui Wowie, it sounds like a delicious menu. I want some.
I know, right?
You could set these up because some of these things, it's a lot like acid, right? It would kick in like 30, 40 minutes for some people. Some people it's right away. Some people it's hour and a half. It depends on how your body processes these things, including what you've got in your stomach, what you've eaten. Are you hydrated? Are you well rested? Are you not very rested? Do you need to stay awake because you don't have any rest? Do you never sleep anyway? Do you sleep too much? Do you need to stay awake? All of these things would play in a factor of how you could dilate your, in a sense, prescription to achieve the goal of your objective based upon the recommendations for the strains you need for your diagnosis. Does that make sense?
It does.
So if you mix the hybrids together to get the results and the time delay aspects for what you need to do, or you have a job, or you need to focus for school stuff, or you're an artist, a musician, or whatever. Imagine you're doing a Pink Floyd show, and you're the drummer. You need things to work in a Ascension platform based on how the songs would go out and the list of songs you need to play. Some are hyper and aggressive, some are mellow and trippy, and you can plan that based upon the strain and the time delay platforms of the hybrids, where rather in a sativa, you go a certain direction based upon your receptor specimens.
Yes, right.
Indica, you're going in a specific direction. You're going to do artsy stuff, or you're going to mow the lawn for 5 hours and love it.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not me.
But that's how you map it out.
Right.
To try and break that down for why that makes sense. It's not just, this sounds fun, I'm going to have a hybrid because I want to smoke this strain and this strain because this is what the cool kids do. There is more of a strategic planning to these, to people that have diagnosis that require, let's say you have epilepsy, right? You have seizures. You need to not have a seizure so you can go to your appointment, whatever that may be, and then at least be able to get back home before you may have a seizure, because certain cannabinoids will stop you from having a seizure while those cannabinoids are in your system being processed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I do.
You match those cannabinoid receptors, you are likely to have that database covered for X, Y, Z period of time. And it's seriously important when you get into people that have important diagnoses. Right? It's not just about fun, Flintstones, which actually cannabis is safer than Flintstone vitamins. Flintstone vitamins have killed people. Weed hasn't.
Yes, dude. Yes.
Next question.
Oh, it's not a next question. I'm just, again, I was just trying to give a little bit of education here on how these things change the perception of the world that we're in. And it truly does. I myself, again, a lot like you said, you've never tripped or you've never hallucinated on marijuana, and you've been I know you have been pretty marinated. I have never myself. I myself, dude, have never hallucinated on a, and I mean, I have smoked it whenever I was younger, to the point where, I mean, dude, my eyes were as red as fucking stop signs, and I was walking around coherent. Okay, I mean, I would have red eye all through school. We'd toke in the morning before we'd jump on the bus to go to school. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
But I own multiple cannabis lounge platforms. There was years where the only time I wasn't smoking was sometimes when I'm not in the shower or I'm taking a shit, and then a lot of times it's just because I was wiping my ass.
All right.
I have my hands full of eating. But there's a difference. There's a difference in smoking it, eating it, using it as topicals, using it as a soap. If you think about your toothpastes, your soaps and shampoos, hemp toilet paper, hemp bedding, silver infused hemp bedding as a grounding spectrum, and can change your entire life. The microbes and everything it pulls out of your body while you're sleeping and grounds you, change your life. Your shampoo, all of those things are poison. You know what deodorants do? They stop your glands from functioning.
Sure, which stops your body from removing water. So it's like you're getting rid of
it locks you down.
Yeah, it keeps you from cooling down. It keeps you from perspiring, all kinds of shit. You're right, absolutely. All right, Mr. Dude, we're running tight. Damn it. I want to talk to you again about, we'll do a little bit of research on this. I will, okay? And we'll dive deep into.
You go ahead.
I want to do some digging.
We'll do a thing.
All right, between CBD, the hemp plant, and the cannabis plant, they are distinctly different. Even though they are like the same type plant, they're still different. So
you wouldn't get the same effect if you used a biofuel hemp product as an edible.
No, that's right.
A clothing product, a clothing plant is not going to do much for you as far as ingesting it when it's meant for a hat.
Right?
It matters. I've been telling you for a while we should probably have this chat, but
well, we will.
I can do this for hours.
We will. All right, Mr. Larry Hawkins, we are at the end of the line. Please say something positive, and you can end it the way you always. Oh, come on, man! You gotta do better than that shit. Come on.
You always throw this shit at me. Let me see here.
Something positive, Homer. Come on.
I guess the basis of things is if you want to improve yourself, it's about what you put in is what you get back. So.
Very good. All right, Homer. And then smoke weed every day.
Smoke weed every day.
I'm glad you're with me, bro.
Keep looking in the direction you need to be. Be yourself, because you are yourself. You're the best self that you are, because you're the only you that you are in the whole universe. So keep on keeping on. Keep your electromagnetic string theory of the galaxy going the way that makes you happy. If it puts a smile on your face and you're not harming anybody, do your thing. You guys have a good night. Cheerios. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Sinead. I love you, bro. Take care of yourself. Thank you for joining me, buddy. Get out of here.
Yeah, man. Take care, bro.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, my God. We actually got into say some love and light kind of dialogue there, Mr. Larry Hawkins. I'll tell you what, I've enjoyed tonight. I appreciate you guys for being with me. I truly do. As again, we talked a little bit about the shift in perception on the magic mushroom, as well as we went over a couple of different things. Again, I wanted to touch on its medicine. I know as these things as medicine, because again, it's been labeled as a Schedule 1 substance and shall not do drugs. Dare to keep the kids off drugs. They're bad. But yet they're studying these things for medicinal use, and it just showed you where this cat literally stopped shaking from taking just a little bit of it. Good stuff, Maynard. With that being said, brainiacs, you guys take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and I will catch you another day, another way, here on the Matrix Minds, my friends. On the way out of here, I'm going to share some love with you. And I'm going to share with you. What song should I play, you guys? Oh, I got it. I'm going to share with you a song that I wrote after my experience here. And I knew after this experience that we matter. I mattered. And I was grateful. I was absolutely grateful that I was back here with y'all, back here with my wife, back here with my boy, back here with all of this fucking chaos, I guess. I mean, it's here. We're here for a reason. We are here for a reason, and we're only here for a season, my friends. So please, be kind to one another. Be good to your own self. Love yourself, man. My God. Love yourself. With that being said, everybody, good night, everybody, and I will catch you here at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock West Coast Time, and talk to little Miss Lisa in the chat about Canadian time. She got you. Good night, everybody. Peace out. Crank it up, brainiacs. Yeah, man.
Fought the dark days, hid in the shadows, but now I'm standing. Now I know. Battled the demons, thought I was through, but there's a new dawn, hope anew. Light at the end, life's worth living. Hold on, my friend, keep on giving. Feels like a circle, round and round. But trust in the morning, new strength is found. No more running from who I am. Embrace the journey, yes I can. Light at the end, life's worth living. Hold on, my friend, keep on giving. No more running from who I am. Embrace the journey, yes I can.